Hey, what's up, guys? Happy Saturday. I am coming to you today. I got my bed beard and whatever, but I wanted to give you this message because, this morning I got up. I was up 6 a.m. just because that's the time that I get up. I get up the same time every day, no matter what it is, which you guys should too. But this morning, I was sitting in my office. I grabbed my cup of coffee here. And guys, here's the thing, this is totally unscripted. This is not pre planned. It's just me talking with you guys about the things that I'm going through as a man. And you know what? If you want to be a shithead and leave shithead comments, that's fine. I can just tell you that I know that your life sucks. So, but anyway, here's the deal. This morning I was listening to a call from my coach, getting caught up from the week, and it got me thinking because it was actually this coffee mug. Okay, so this says "My Sun and Stars." If you're a Game of Thrones fan, you might know how to pronounce that, but I do not. So this is a coffee mug that my wife got me. And you might be sitting here going, Paul, why the fuck is that important? Well, it's important because the coffee mug says "My Sun and Stars." And since Game of Thrones came out, 10 plus years ago, whatever, I always call my wife my Khaleesi, my queen, right? And this coffee mug says "My Sun and Stars." And it got me thinking about the lens in which we see ourselves as men. Now, my wife is telling me that I'm her sun, I'm her stars. She needs me to survive and all of these things, right? And it got me thinking that this isn't the lens that I view myself from. Like, listen to that for a minute. The lens in which your wife sees you, the lens in which your kids view you, most of the time do not match up to the lens that you see yourself through. And guess what? It goes both ways, right? If you've been a shitty husband, maybe you've had an affair on your wife, maybe you're divorced. Yeah, this isn't the message for you. But what I am talking about is in my situation, I've been with my wife for 20 plus years. She's my best friend, she's my business partner. I want to be around her all the time. And the same thing, comes from her to me. My kids are the same way. My kids think I'm this strong man, caring man, all of these things. Yet as a man, why is it that when I get up in the morning, I have negativity? I look in the mirror and I tell myself things that aren't fucking true. I'm not sitting there telling myself that I'm my wife's sun and stars. I'm my wife's everything. I'm my boy's everything. It's not those aren't the words that are coming into my mind, my psyche. Like, do you guys get that? Do you realize how impactful that is to your daily? You have people that you're surrounded with that love and care about you, yet you don't care about yourself. Like, it's mind-blowing, and I had this thought this morning of like, "Holy shit." Like, the way that I carry myself as a man, the way that I speak to myself as a man do not match up with the people that care about me's idea or ideal of who I am. So let's break this down. Like, why is that? Why are so many men committing suicide every day? Why are so many men depressed? Why are so many men just fucking lost in their life? And the other concept that brings this into play is negativity is learned. Like, negativity within ourselves, about ourselves, who we are, what we stand for, that negativity is a learned behavior. It's a learned program. And when you think about this, it's absolutely bizarre. Like, humans are the only ones that are going to take negativity and build that into who they are, right? And I talked about this yesterday on social media a little bit about how, society has us fighting for the bottom. Like, societal norms want us to be the bottom feeders. Like, we're sitting here playing victim to each other of like, "Oh, no, my situation's worse. Oh, no. No, this my trauma is way, way, way worse." And we're focused on the wrong things. Like, we're focused on who's the bigger victim instead of who's the bigger victor. Like, what are the things that you're doing to become the victor in your life? And so last week, I'm gonna tell you a story. So we had a little bit of warm weather here in Colorado. And so myself, my dad, my brother-in-law, one of my brother-in-law's friends, and my son, my oldest son, we decided to go golfing. We all love to golf. We have a fantastic course. And my dad and I were watching my oldest son golf. And he was riding in the cart with us. And, he would hop in. And he just one of the boys, man. He just, sitting there talking about golf and all of these things. And there was a few points that I just had to sit there and reflect and be like, this is fucking awesome. I'm with my dad, I'm with my son, and my son is speaking some mad confidence. Like, he's talking some shit at 9 years old. He's talking about like, yeah, I got in that bunker. That was an easy out. Totally had that, had the great, like layup, like all of this stuff, right? And I hear him talking to himself as a 9-year-old boy and speaking confidence about himself. And as a dad, I was like, that's fucking what I want. Like, that is the man that I'm trying to be for him as his father. Let me get a sip here. And it was so pronounced that my father was like, he was just laughing. Like, he was just smiling, and he's like, "I love how he's talking. I love the confidence he has." And we had a conversation about like that it that level of confidence is because I speak confidence into my son. And he has that level of confidence where I don't want to speak negativity into him. Like, I don't want to take away the fact that he's confident about his abilities when it comes to the game of golf. And this translates across his life. And it got me wondering, like, where in my life did I learn these negative things that I speak to myself on a daily level? And if you're being really honest, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You know exactly, when you get up in the morning, you start stacking negative comments as opposed to stacking wins. And this is something I've struggled with my whole life. And, one of the things about it is I just was so happy that my son is speaking confidence into himself. And I don't want to ever take that away. And that's what I told my dad. I was like, that is, negativity is a learned behavior. The lens in which you see yourself is a learned behavior. So my message to you guys today is like, what lens do you need to change? What filter needs to be thrown away so that you can live a life of purpose and happiness and fulfillment and satisfaction? What filter are you viewing yourself right now as a man that needs to go away and needs to never come back? What learned behavior are you doing on a daily basis that is hindering your success? Because I guarantee you, man, that this is something that needs to change. And not only does it need to change, because change is temporary, it needs to leave your life and quick. And maybe you're a man that at times, like I have done, like you're speaking negativity into your spouse, into your boys, into your life, into your team, into your coworkers. And we got to have such a radar that you don't allow this to happen. We've all seen these videos online where, oh, traumas of the past, and they're pouring water and they're pouring, here's my grandpa's trauma, here's this. You are the breaker of chains. You get to decide right now if you are going to break that for your future generations, for your kids, for your grandkids, for your great grandkids. It starts with you, men. Change your lens, change your perspective, and get rid of the negative filters. Like, what would it look like if you started doing the opposite? Like, if you started speaking positively to yourself, what would that look like? Do you think you might win a little more? Think you might have a little more satisfaction in life? Do you think you might be more connected with your spouse, with your children? The answer is, in fact, start changing the perspective in which you view things. And the last thing I'll say is this, like, when I grew up, and I'm not gonna blame my parents or anything, but I heard, when things would happen in our life, it's like, "Oh, it rains, it pours," and I've talked about this a lot. "Oh, when it rains, it pours." That's a victim mentality. That's you saying that every time something negative happens, "Oh, we're just gonna have more coming our way." If you start looking for the negativity, you will find it. If you start looking for the excuses, you will find it. If you start looking for the reasons as to why your life is the way it is, all you're going to do is validate your bullshit opinion on why it is that way. But you guys got to flip it. Not this rain, when it rains, it pours type mentality. Like, stop being the victim and start fighting to be the best at everything. Do you really think you're the best at everything? Do you think you're in the most physical shape you've ever been in? Do you think you're the best husband, the best father, the best worker? What are the things are you putting into your brain every day? And I can tell you, uh, years ago, I thought, putting stuff out, my wife would always say, "Don't put that out in the universe." Well, guess what, guys? My wife was right. You put this negativity, these programs, these things that we're raised with out into the universe, you're gonna find it. You're gonna see it more. Your brain is gonna look for those things. So I encourage you guys, be like my 9-year-old son who taught me a very, very good lesson that wraps into all of this. Start having the confidence in your abilities. Start having the confidence in yourself to move the rock forward in a positive way. So I hope that is helpful to you guys. As always, dominate daily.